welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rose, and thank you for taking the time out to click that thumbnail. Today we are going to do my blush declutter.
Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was so.
I have been putting off this declutter for a while now just because blush is just all the craze right now, all the hype, for good reason. I have so many beautiful blush shades here, and we're gonna go through them one by one and see how many I can actually let go of. I have 41 blushes in total. It's not overwhelming, but it is still a lot nonetheless. It's more than any one person needs, and I've been doing this declutter series now for the entirety of 2021. I will list the playlist to my declutter in the cards if you guys want to go catch up and see some of the other declutter videos I've done. So I went ahead and pulled out all my blushes from all my different storage areas and storage bins, and this is the entire collection. So if you want to see how many blushes I'm about to declutter, then just make sure to keep on watching. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe. I put out content weekly, so you don't want to miss out on all the fun. Also, make sure to check the down bar for all my other links to all my other social media platforms. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop on in and declutter some of these blushes.
Hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering how the world keeps on spinning.
41 blushes, again, is just way too many for one person. I definitely don't need all of these blush shades, so I'm going to go through these one by one with you guys, and I will swatch out some accordingly. I might not swatch out all of them, but I will swatch out the majority of them. I was unsure on if I should put like my blush palettes in this category or if I was going to save them for my face palette category, but since they're all blush shades in these palettes here, I just went ahead and decided to go ahead and put them in my blush category because we have face palette category that will also be coming in the future as well. And just from the overview of looking at these, I know that there are a lot of these that have probably either expired, and there's definitely a lot that I just don't use anymore. I will go ahead and pop a disclaimer up on the screen if you want to pause the video to read that. I'm going to try to keep this along the normal theme of my declutters. The ones that I'm going to declutter, I'm going to put over here, and the ones that I'm going to keep, I'm going to put up here on this side. Let's just go ahead and dive on in here. We're going to start with the first one up, which is my Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo, which is a matte and a shimmer in the shade Spiced Cinnamon. And this is an absolutely beautiful blush shade. I really love this right now, especially in the summer when I have more of a tan. It looks really gorgeous on my skin. Because it is a little bit of a darker shade, I also like to wear these more like darker berry tone blush shades in the winter as well. I did just recently pick this one up, and I've been getting a lot of good use out of it. So I'm really curious to see how well and how nice it'll look on me in the winter months as well. There is a swatch of it, and yeah, it's definitely beautiful, you guys. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and hold on to this one. So let's go ahead and go over the next Cover FX blush that I have, which is the Pink Dahlia shade. Again, these are both newer to my collection. I did recently just pick these up, and I really enjoy these. Of course, you know, there's been a lot of hype around these Cover FX blushes for good reason, because they are really stunning. Let me go ahead and I'll swatch out the shimmer side as well. I really do like how they have both a matte and a shimmer side to them, and they last all day on the cheeks. They are very pigmented, and I really enjoy that they have staying power, so they last a long time, and I can definitely see myself getting a lot of good use out of these. I have a more pink under skin tone, so I really enjoy like pink kind of blush shades. They look really nice on my skin, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and hold on to this one as well. we're gonna see how well I do on getting rid of some of these blushes, you guys. It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna go with the same motto and the same theme that I have been doing on. Even if I get rid of a couple, I'm gonna be happy with that because it's still progress nonetheless, and it's gonna be however many less than 41, which is what we are starting with. Let's go ahead and go on to the next little duo here, which is the e.l.f. duo, and this is in the shade Fiji. Now, I had this in a project pan for a while, so as you can see, I did get a lot of good use out of this. They are both really pretty. This one has, you know, a bronzer with it. I just figured I would put it in the blush category, so I'm gonna swatch out both. I mean, it is relatively old. I've had this for close to 3 years at this point. I did get a lot of good use out of it, but I just don't reach for it much anymore. So with that being said, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go. Up next is the other little e.l.f. duo I have here, and this one is in the shade Bronzed Pink Beige. And this one is actually a hydro type of blush bronzer duo, so it's like a cream kind of consistency. It feels really velvety smooth, and the bronzer shade in here is really nice too. But again, I just fail to really reach for these and really use it. See, this is the problem when swatching out anything, is when I go to swatch stuff out, a part of my mind tries to tell me that, oh, it's so pretty, you can definitely get use out of it. It's so pretty, don't let it go. But in all reality, I know myself and I know that I'm just not gonna really use this anymore. I haven't used it. I put it in a project pan before and I struggled to use it then. I love cream blushes, don't get me wrong, especially now it's all the craze and the blush techniques and the new blush trends, but it's just this one in specific that I just know I won't reach for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. Up next, we have this Rimmel Maxi Blush, and this was sent over for review purposes through Influencer, and this is in the shade 01 Third Base. It's really pretty. It's just really shimmery. I don't know if you guys will be able to really tell, but there is a lot of shimmer in that blush shade. And as you can see, it is super light. It's just got too much glitter and too much sparkle for my preference. So that's why it looks still relatively brand new, because I just haven't really ever used it. And Rimmel is an affordable brand. I mean, I did review it and I tried to get good use out of it, but just not my favorite. So I will go ahead and declutter this. Up next, we have the L'Oreal Blush Please, and this is in the shade 12 Blushin' in Saint Tropez. And this has some shimmer to it as well, but this one is really gorgeous. I love the glow and the just kind of sun-kissed flush that this one gives on the cheeks. It is really a really stunning shade. I haven't reached for it in a while, but maybe by getting rid of some other blushes, it will help me to kind of reach for it and use it again. I do really like this one, so for now I will go ahead and hold on to it. Up next, we have this little AOA Perfect Blush, and this is in the shade Wispy. It is a really pretty, just everyday neutral tone shade of a blush, but again, I just don't use it. And as you can see, it's barely even picking up. It's pretty old. That's probably why it's hardly picking up. But AOA is an extremely affordable brand. That's where they sell everything for $1, all kind of makeup and all kind of goodies sold for just $1. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. It was only $1. It's not like I'm gonna miss out on a whole bunch of money or lose out on a whole bunch of money. So I will go ahead and get rid of it. You guys saw it barely is even picking up on my skin, so I'll let it go. Up next, we have this one from Stila, and this was recently sent over to me. This is in the shade Gerba, and it is a dual convertible color lip and cheek little blush. I was gifted this through Look Fantastic because I recently became a partner with the beauty online retailer called Look Fantastic. I was actually going to make a video around that and kind of share that news with you guys, since it was a pretty exciting thing that had happened, but I just just haven't gotten around to it. So I went ahead and picked this up per Look Fantastic, sending over a voucher for me to pick up some products on their site. It's a cream blush. It is super creamy. And of course you can use it both as a lip color or a blush, and there's a swatch of it. As you can see, it blends out really beautiful. I haven't really got a whole lot of use out of it yet. I do really enjoy the color of it, and I like the formula so far. Seems really nice. I'm really hoping that I'm keeping you guys in focus. I'm trying my best to make sure you guys stay in focus.
That is so embarrassing for your life and your soul.
I really do like the color of this one, so I definitely think I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it. Up next is this Lumi blush, and this is from AOA as well, and this is in the shade Sin. And again, AOA has affordable makeup. Everything is literally sold for $1 on their site. It is super shimmery. Look at how beautiful that is though. Wow, that's a pretty shade, but it's just a little too light and a little too shimmery for my preference. And again, it's not gonna really hurt the bank or hurt my pocket when I say that I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. Up next, we have one from e.l.f. and I don't know the shade. Oh, this is Always Rosy. I had this in a project pan last year, and you guys, I set the goal on this to try to hit pan, and I use this blush every day consistently for like 6 months, and I never got even close to hitting the pan, nor is there a dip in that. This is their Primer Infused line. It is a really pretty shade. It's just, I know that this product will really last a long time because, again, I had it in a project and I was trying so hard to just hit the pan or even make a dip on it for that matter, and I was unsuccessful. So I know that you're gonna get your money's worth out of these. Of course, e.l.f. is also an affordable brand. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it for a little while. Up next, we have one from Essence, which is their Matte Touch Blush. This is in the shade Peach Me Up, and this was actually sent over from the brand Essence, and it is a really beautiful, just a light peachy shade. It feels so velvety smooth, super soft. It is a really pretty shade, and Essence is known for having a really incredible blush formula for really affordable cost. I also have this other one here, which is their OG, the Essence Satin Touch Blush. And this is in the shade Satin Love, and this is a really great blush too. This one I did buy myself. I just wanted to pull that one up so if I swatch them both to see which one I would potentially keep and which one I'm going to get rid of. I do like a good matte blush, but I do like a blush with a little bit of shine to it as well. So this is really hard because I want to try to, you know, downsize my collection a little bit. So there's the swatches of them. You guys, I'm literally stuck right now. I don't know which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of. They're both beautiful. Like, one is a classic again, and the other is just a great matte blush. So honestly, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep them both because they're super affordable, and I really do like both of these formulas, and I do get a lot of good use out of them. This one was gifted, but I don't want that to influence my decision to keep or get rid of products. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep them both, you guys, for now. I will be doing another declutter again next year and trying to do one every year moving forward, especially since I have a lot of stuff coming in, more coming in than I do have going out anymore. So I want to try to continually do a declutter and a refresher on my collection at least every year. Here are two more from AOA. Again, it's just kind of sentimental to me because it was before I could really afford to buy more higher end makeup. I used to always shop from Shop Miss A. I mean, they have great products. So I have two here, and these are cream blushes. One is in the shade Cozy, and this one is in the shade Passion. And again, they're just $1, and they are a really great formula. I did pick up a few of these, I remember. So let me go ahead. I'm just gonna give them a swatch so that you guys can see how great and just how nice that they are. Really great creamy formula. So this is the shade Cozy, and this is the shade Passion. So pretty. They're really pigmented, and very creamy. Man, are those really pretty shades, you guys. And for $1, like, honestly, you can't beat it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep Cozy, and I'll get rid of Passion. They're really pretty though, both of them, but I need to do better about getting rid of some. So I'll get rid of Passion. And again, I'll keep Cozy. And especially cream blushes are gonna be really hard for me to let go of, because cream products in general right now are just all the craze right now, like for good reason, because they look so natural and so beautiful on the skin. Speaking of cream blushes, this is the Honest Beauty cream blush in the shade Rose Pink. You guys, I think if I was to have a holy grail absolute favorite cream product or cream blush of all time, it's probably going to be this one, because it is beautiful, you guys. I'm sorry it looks kind of grody, because I pick it up with my brush. Any kind of loose hairs or anything from the brush kind of gets in there. But man, let me tell you, this blush is gorgeous, you guys. This blends on the skin so effortlessly. It doesn't disrupt or disturb your foundation or any kind of product you have laying underneath of it, and it looks so natural on the skin. I definitely am going to keep this. It's not going anywhere, and as a matter of fact, I also plan to pick up a couple more shades from Honest Beauty, because it is just beautiful. Look at how beautiful that shade is. So natural looking, and yeah, this one is a banger, you guys. Up next is the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. This is really new to my collection. I just picked this one up, and it is to die for. Are those not the most beautiful tones of blush that you have ever freaking seen in your life? Like, they are beautiful. I've been wanting to get this blush palette since it came out, and I just picked this up again about a week ago. There are 5 mattes and 1 shimmer shade in here. So the shade Soleil is the like shimmer shade. Man, are they pigmented and beautiful. Just perfect shades of blush. One of them is also a satin. The shade Gravity right here is a satin. Sorry, I'm not the greatest swatcher right now because of the angle that I'm at, but I'm trying to just give you guys a couple swatches of it. Yes, they are just beautiful tones. Super blendable, super creamy, super buildable. Just an all-around gorgeous palette. Honestly, I could get rid of all the other blushes in my collection and I would be good with just this palette for like life. It is that freaking good. So I'm definitely holding on to this. All right, you guys, moving right along. We're doing pretty good at moving along here. Up next, we have this one from Kylie Jenner, and this is in the shade We're Going Shopping. It's a really pretty, like, real pink, deep, pinky tone type of shade. It's actually rather unique of a shade. I don't have any other blush shades quite like this in my collection, but I just don't really use it a whole lot anymore. Let's give it a swatch. I really do like her packaging and everything as well. It's just really light of a shade. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one just because it's not really picking up all that great. And I mean, it has seen better days. I have gotten some use out of it, but I just don't really use it. So I'm not gonna hold on to it if I know I'm not gonna get any more use out of it. Up next are these 2 little mini Nudestix little blushes, and one is in the shade Sweet Peach Peony and the other is in the shade Sunkissed. And these came with a set that I picked up. I did just have the highlighter one in my highlight declutter, which will also be in the cards for you guys. And I did keep the highlighter one just for the main sole purpose because it comes with this little set that I picked up. And they are really great, really creamy. And you know, we all love cream blushes right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to both of these just because they are creams, and creams are a little more easier to use up. And I do want to make sure I get some good use out of both of them. So there's a swatch of the shades. They are really beautiful. So yeah, I'll go ahead and hold on to these. Up next is this Milani. This is the Color Harmony Wheel and Coral Beams, and this is beautiful. Milani makes some of the most beautiful blushes on the market, period. This is really gorgeous. I've gotten a lot of good use out of her, especially last summer. I used it a ton. So you can kind of pick and choose. You can just get some of the pink down here, or you can pick up the shimmer. I just like to mix them all together, and look at how beautiful that sheen is. It is really, really pretty blush shade. And again, I like that it has color variety and different tones of blush to pick from. So see, that's just this one swatched out by itself, and then here's what they look like together. So this is a great little blush wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it. Up next, we have another one from Milani, and these are their flower blushes, and this is in the shade Coral Cove, and look at how bright and beautiful that shade is. I haven't really got a whole lot of use out of it just because I think I'm a little bit intimidated by how bright it is, but man, is that beautiful. It actually blends out really nicely. It is so incredibly soft to the touch. It literally feels like velvet when I swatched it, and oh, it's so pretty. I don't have a whole lot of like super like orange kind of blushes. As you can see, it really blended out to like a, what it says, a coral color. So I don't have really any other coral colors, even including in my blush palettes. Now I have peach, but I don't have many coral blushes. Part of me was gonna get rid of this, but now upon swatching, what do you know?
We're gonna keep it.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and go through the last blush I have from Milani, and this is in the shade Romantic Rose. And this is one of my favorite of all time blush shades. I use this all the time, especially in the cooler months because it is a more cool tone blush shade. And again, I don't have a whole lot of cool tone blush shades. So of course it looks lighter to me right now for my skin tone because I'm more tan right now. But in the winter, this shade is my jam. I really love this shade. Again, it's a cool tone shade. Don't have a whole lot of cool tones, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it. Up next is this Pressed Silk Blushing Balm from the brand Clover by Clove, and they are a new brand that is kind of like a sister brand to Clove and Hollow, which if you haven't heard of Clove and Hollow, they are like an indie brand, and I also am an affiliate for Clove and Hollow, so they went ahead and sent this over to me, and this is in the shade Heartthrob. It is a beautiful blushing balm. It is so incredibly creamy, you guys. Look at how beautiful that cream is, and it picks up really nice. I haven't really had a chance to use it a whole lot yet. It was recently sent over to me. I really want to try to get a better feel for it, so for now I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it. I've used it one time so far and I really like the way that it looked, so for now we're gonna keep it. Up next is this Love Struck blusher and bronzer from J.Cat Beauty, and this is in the shade Coral Dumplings. J.Cat is also a pretty affordable brand. Man, is that shimmery. Holy crap, look at how shimmery that is. Look at the sheen on that blush. I also have another one here. Let me go ahead and pick this one up and try to swatch this one out as well. This is in the shade Honey Bunches. This one is actually really nice. I mean, a lot of that sheen from that one is just the top coat of it, but I do prefer this shade a little more than this shade. So if I had to keep one, I'll keep the Honey Bunches shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Coral Cove. Up next is the Fan Fave Alamar Blush Trio, and this is in the shade Medium Tan. This is relatively newer to my collection. I did just recently pick this up in springtime. Absolutely love this. It is so beautiful. The pigmentation and the wear time of these shades is pretty darn incredible. I love every single one by themselves or as mixed together. It is just to die for, especially these two together are really great. So I'm definitely gonna hold on to this. Up next, we have the little flower pots from Flower Beauty, and this is in the shade Sweet Pea, and it's just a really pretty pinky cool tone shade. Now, I don't have a whole lot of cool tone blushes. I know I just kept the Milani one, but these ones from Flower are really nice too. Man, is that pretty. That is a really pretty pinky shade, and you guys know how I feel about pink blushes. I did tell you at the beginning of the video that pink blushes are my weakness. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it. It's so pretty. I'm also gonna go ahead and hold on to this one as well. This is in the shade Peach Primrose, and I get a lot of use out of this one. The embossing is almost wore off of this one, and it's just a it's just a beautiful peachy blush, you guys. I didn't say this was going to be a successful declutter. We're just doing a declutter on these blushes. You can't really see it right now because my lighting is crap, but it is a gorgeous peachy blush shade nonetheless, so I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it as well. Up next, we have these two from Wet n Wild. These are the color icons, and they are an icon in the makeup beauty industry. Like, everybody and their mother knows about these blushes, especially the shade Pearlescent Pink. I picked this one up on I don't know how many people's recommendation, but I mean, as you can see, sadly, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of use out of it. And then I also have the shade Keep It Peachy here. And again, this one I haven't had a whole lot of good use on it either. Let's go ahead and give these a swatch. Now this one has a lot of sheen to it, but I do know that so many, you know, other YouTubers really like this blush shade and really hype it up. It kind of looks like Sweet Pea from Flower Beauty, doesn't it? Let me grab this one and see how similar it is to Sweet Pea. Oh no, yeah, see, they're two totally different shades. So that's the Flower Beauty one again. So let me go ahead and swatch out the peach one because I do want to try to get rid of one of these. Ooh, that is pretty. Oh my gosh. That is a pretty, like, orange, almost orange blush shade. I just don't have a lot of orange blush shades. I think I'm actually going to get rid of Pearlescent Pink just because it's got a lot of sheen to it. I don't really use it. So that'll give me a chance to put this one up in the forefront maybe and possibly get a little bit more use out of it. So we're going to get rid of Pearlescent Pink and we're going to keep keeping it peachy. All right, you guys, so this is all that we have left. We've done rather well and kind of went through these blushes relatively fast, at least on the filming side. We'll see how it is on the editing side, but so far so good, you guys. I think we're doing okay here. So let's just go ahead and finish this up and go through these last couple more blushes. Starting with this one from Physicians Formula. This is their multi-stick color in the shade Warm Coral, and I am an affiliate with Physicians Formula, so this was sent over from the brand. And you guys, this is one of my most all-time favorite blushes, cream stick, whatever you want to call it. I wear this almost every single day. I've been doing that blush trend with this where you put your blush and your cream products on underneath of your foundation, and when I put this on and then put some kind of a light BB cream over top of it, it looks so incredibly beautiful on the skin. So this definitely isn't going anywhere. She is well loved and used and abused for good reason. I absolutely love this blush. So she is definitely a keep for me. Here's another one from Essence. I thought that I only had those two, not realizing that I actually think this is the original one. This is in the shade 10 Befitting, and it's the blush. So I know one of the three of these is like their cult classic, all around favorite blush shades. I mean, they are really great. Essence is super affordable. It is so pretty, you guys. I'm not gonna let it go either. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this one. Up next, we have this little mini Jouer. This is the Rose Gold little blush duo. I picked this up last year because of all the hype around Jouer's blushes, and I didn't really get a chance to buy any of them, so when I seen that they had a mini available, I picked it up. And as you can see, I've gotten a lot of good use out of it, especially that pink shade. That pink shade looks really nice on me in the winter months when I'm not as tan. And the other shade is Marigold, and the light shade is Rose Petal. Let's go ahead and I'll show you just how beautiful these blushes are. So the Marigold one, actually, it looks darker in the pan than what it actually is on the skin. That's crazy. I haven't really used that one a whole lot, but man, is that pretty though. Just a real subtle glow to the skin. As you can see, it's more of a glowy sheen type of product. The pink one I have used, and again, that is the shade Rose Petal, the pink one. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this just because it's Jouer. Jouer is known for having some of the most beautiful blushes as well, and it's the only Jouer blush I have, so I will go ahead and hold on to it. Up next, we have this Baby Doll Kiss and Blush from YSL Beauty, and this is in the shade number 10. And this is also recently newer to my collection, and it is the most beautiful. Look at that brush handle for one. It's so incredibly unique, but it's just the most beautiful, just neutral tone of a blush shade, and it's a cream blush. I really enjoy this because I can use it as both a lip color and I use it as a blush as well, hence the name Kiss and Blush. And I mean, it's YSL Beauty, you guys. I don't own a whole lot from YSL. We all know how bougie YSL is just because it's from YSL, and it is absolutely a beautiful shade. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and hold on to it. Up next is this cute little Artistry Studio Oh So Cheeky blusher, and it's cute because it has a little mirror on top, and when you open it up, it's kind of got this little puff to it. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to. This was sent over from the brand Life Essence for review purposes. So what you're supposed to do is you just tip it upside down, and I think you're supposed to kind of like puff it like this onto your face or whatever. So I'm trying to get the product to come out a little bit. If you can kind of see, it comes out with a little bit of a sheen to it. It is a unique concept, but I just don't use it. I don't think I've ever used it. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. I know I'm not going to get any use out of it. I haven't used much of it at all. And it's in the shade Kimono Coral. Beautiful shade. I love the concept of it, but again, I don't use it. So I will go ahead and declutter it. Down to the last couple, you guys. So let's go ahead and move right along here. This is a Milani Baked Blush in Baked Amore, and this is a beautiful shade. I love that it has the gold reflex in it. I really enjoy this shade in the wintertime on my skin. Of course, you know, swatching these with my finger is going to make them look more intense than what they really are. It's not that intense, nor is it that sheen on my cheeks when I apply it, but when I swatch it, it's going to be more pigmented, of course. But it is beautiful shade. I absolutely love this Berry Amore shade from Milani, so I will go ahead and hold on to it. Well, we are definitely keeping a lot of blushes, let's put it that way, but I mean, we did get rid of some. I'm going to tell you now, we're going to go ahead and go over these last couple, but they are all keeps nonetheless, so. Starting with this Milani, this is the good old Baked Luminoso. It's just a beautiful shade, especially right now in the summer months. This shade is beautiful right now. I should actually keep this out and pull it on my dresser just because it is beautiful. And again, of course, it looks more pigmented when I'm swatching it. Plus my skin is a little damp because I've been wiping off swatches and the warm touch of my finger. But Luminoso is like an all-time favorite from Milani. So this definitely isn't going anywhere. Well, it's a good thing we're down to the last couple here because let me tell you, my hand is getting sore from all the swatching, but it was totally worth it. It helps me to really see the colors and everything of the products. Up next, we have, this is the M Cosmetics blush drops in the shade Peachy Peach, and this is my all-time favorite blush. It's relatively newer to my collection, but when I tell you that these are absolutely beautiful, I freaking mean it, you guys. This shade is beautiful. It is such a gorgeous, dewy, cheeky color, and it just blends on the skin so gorgeous, and it gives you that dewy, cheeky look that I absolutely live for right now, as I think all of us do. Looking for that really just dewy, cheeky look right now, especially with the cream products being all the craze. I love this shade. It's my #1 favorite blush I have right now, and I definitely plan to also pick up more of these, as well as, again, the one from Honest Beauty. Definitely need to get more. Like, do I need more blush? Absolutely not. But do I want to get some more of these? Heck yes. She's not going anywhere. I'm going to definitely hold on to her as well. Up next is this Flower Blush Balm in the shade Pinched. Now, if I was to get rid of any of these last couple, it would probably be this one, just because it was, I remember it being too light on me. I had this in some project pans, as you can see from the markings on it, but it's gorgeous. I just remember it being kind of a light shade on me. As you can see, look at how light that is. Man, is it creamy though. Actually, this might be expired. I don't know if it's expired or if it's just because it hasn't been used in a long time and it's been sitting, but I don't remember it coming out of the tube that easy either. Before, I used to have to really squeeze it, and it just came out pretty effortlessly. It doesn't smell bad or anything, but it's beautiful, but it's just too light of a shade. Even when I'm fair, you can't really see it on the cheeks, so I will go ahead and declutter it. Up next is this Mad Hippie cheek and lip tint in the shade Plum. This was sent over from the brand Mad Hippie, and it's just a beautiful deep dark plummy shade. I do like these concepts of the ones that where you can apply them and use them as both a lip product and a cheek product, so that color is beautiful, especially for the winter months. You can see it's pretty dang new. Haven't gotten a whole lot of use out of it. I mean, don't let it intimidate you, because it does blend out really nicely, and it just blends out so effortlessly onto the skin. I mean, of course it looks like I got a freaking bruise on my hand, but it's just because I'm trying to show you guys just how nice it does blend out. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and hold on to it because it's gorgeous. And last but certainly not least, we have the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Tahiti. And these putty blushes that e.l.f. released are beautiful. This is gorgeous shade as well, and it's a cream blush. I just love cream products, you guys. They just look so much more natural on the skin, and they're just gorgeous. They give you that glowy, dewy, just healthy type of look. So she is beautiful. I get a lot of good use out of her, and we're definitely gonna go ahead and keep it as well. Okay, you guys, so here is my keep pile, and here is my declutter pile. I mean, we got rid of some, right? So as long as I have some kind of progress, I'm happy with it. It's not a whole lot, but it's still less than what I started with. We started out with a total of 41 blushes, and we kept 30. 30 is a lot, I know, but we decluttered 11. I have 11 less than what I started with, and for that reason alone, I'm happy with the progress that I've made. It's not a whole lot of crazy progress. It wasn't half of my... Great, there's got to be a motorcycle driving by. It wasn't half of my blush collection, but it's still, again, 11 less than what I started with. And hey, I mean, we take baby steps, right? It's not going to be a vicious declutter every time. I did relatively well with my eyeshadow palettes and my lippies, which were my two biggest categories. So I'm happy with knowing I got rid of 11. 30 is still a big number, but I'm happy with the progress that I've made so far. Up next, for my 2021 declutter series, I plan to declutter my bronzers, and then we will just keep moving on down the line, you guys. We'll go to face palettes, and then I think for the rest of the categories of makeup, like primers, foundation, concealer, stuff like that, I will group those categories into one video. So like base products will be primers, foundation, and concealer, and then we'll do like liners as a video. We'll do brow products as a video, so that way they're not each individual broken down category. But I know you guys wanted to see eyeshadows, lippies, bronzer, blush, and highlight all as individual videos, since I asked you guys over on my Instagram, which if you're not following me over there, definitely make sure to come give me a follow. And yeah, that's basically everything for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. Subscribe and leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your ideal number of blushes in your collection, or how many blushes do you own? How many do you think is too much? Leave me a comment, let me know. I would love to hear your guys' feedback on this. Until my next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye.
More than dust. Search but you stay lost. We all